Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. You are watching YouTube and Facebook channels of Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the lecture number 18 of Software Economics course. The people issues the agile teams has to face, that is on daily basis, because requirements are changing, problems are changing, solutions are changing, technology and programming languages are changing, customers and colleague psychology, language barriers, accent, expressing ideas, colleague presence from different geographical regions to take decisions. They have to take decision on daily basis, consequences, merits and demerits of decision making. That these are the challenges, issues they have to face, changes on daily basis, requirements, problems, solutions, technology, languages, customers, colleagues, psychology, language, accent, ideas, colleague presence in different geographical regions. Like we have distributed teams, half team in America, half team in India, Pakistan, Dubai, to take decisions, and then consequences of decision making. We have lean principles, lean development. Lean manufacturing is introduced by Toyota company in 1950s, and because Toyota is a very successful company, software companies decided to adopt lean principles in software development in early 2000 when Agile was introduced. So it has some principles. So we are discussing those principles. Eliminate waste. Eliminate waste means don't add any extra feature or any extra function. Normally, we think quality is trying to add maximum functionality, but Lean said don't add extra feature, extra functionality, because sometime instead of success, you will face failure. Software will fail if you try to add too many features. Anybody remember the example of any software in which the software companies try to add extra feature, extra functionality? Software failed because of extra features or extra functionality. Microsoft Vista is the first example in which Microsoft tries to add extra features, extra functionality, and it was a failed product. So that was the first example. And then Microsoft has to introduce Windows 7, which was successful because Microsoft removed 20 to 30 million lines and they removed extra features. Then Symbian operating system, when Nokia was the leader before smartphones, Nokia tried to add extra features, extra functionalities in the Symbian operating system. Nokia was using Symbian and it was failed. And meanwhile, Samsung captured the market. That is the second example. Third example, there was a browser. Its name was Netscape Communicator. Was a very successful browser, early 2000. And that time, Microsoft Internet Explorer was there, and Netscape tried to add extra features, but it failed. And then we have Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and they became the leader and most widely used browsers rather than Netscape. And finally, it was closed. Then American Online purchased Netscape Communicator browser, but finally it was closed. Netscape Communicator is the third example. It was very successful browser in early 2000. That time I didn't use Internet Explorer. I preferred to use Netscape Communicator. So it was failed because the company tried to add extra features. So don't try to add extra features, extra function. Estimate the cost and time impact before considering any new requirement to implement. Remove extra processes, extra activities. Improve the processes to share information to all team members. Improve the processes to find better ways to perform testing to identify maximum number of bugs. So eliminate waste is the first principle, empower and motivate the team. Empower and motivate the team. Give them power, give them trust, give them ownership, give them motivation, and it will give them reward, give them authority. So that's the another lean principle, to have ownership, trust, and it will increase productivity and efficiency of the company. If you give them power, give them authority, give them power to take decisions, and give them authority, give them a feel, trust them. That is the second principle, to increase the productivity and efficiency of the company. Built-in integrity. Quality should not be compromised. You should have principles, you should have processes to ensure quality. So built-in quality should be there. That is the third principle. Deliver as fast as possible. Deliver quickly, as fast as possible, but without compromising the quality. Quality should not be compromised. That is the principle number 4. Add value to the customer. You should give them feel to the customer that what customer gave you requirement, entertain them first. Try to deliver him first, fast, as required by the customer. Don't say him, no, we are doing this requirement, we will first complete this one, then we will consider that. You should satisfy the customer, make him happy. That is the principle number 5. Customer should feel that you are giving value to his recommendation, his requirements, his feedback. Optimize the value stream. Your processes should be continuously optimized. Your activities should be continuously optimized. Your team should be continuously optimized. Keep on improving processes, activities, team members. That is the principle number 6. Defer commitment. Delay your decisions as much as possible till the last moment. Be flexible in the team size. Be flexible in requirements. Be flexible in the schedule, architecture, design, code, and test. Try to take critical, crucial decisions at the last moment. You should be able to adapt, change according to the situation. So that's the principle number 7, defer commitment. These are few lean terminologies. Work in progress. You should keep your work in progress under control. There is a Kanban technique introduced by lean, and that is very popular in software companies, especially agile companies. So instead of burn down chart, they prefer to use Kanban. Minimum marketable feature. Don't try to add extra features. Only the required features which are minimum, that's the quality. But they should be of high quality that is required by the market. Don't try to become extra smart. So you should act according to the market. You should work according to the features of the market, what customer wants. Then there is a plan, do, check, and act cycle. It's like collaborate, deliver, reflect, improve cycle of agile. Cumulative flow diagram to show work in progress. So these are few lean terminologies. Let me show you the Kanban. We call it Kanban board. We have product backlog. A product backlog is like your storeroom in your houses or warehouses of supermarkets like Danube, Carrefour, Hyper Panda, Panda, Lulu. They have warehouse, or in every house there is a storeroom where you keep extra things. For example, milk, tea, sugar, rice, flour, wheat, spices, salt, chili, and so on. And you have kitchen, or the store is there, superstore like Panda, Danube, Carrefour. So you have to do the work in progress, which are the stories which are in progress. For example, B, C, D, L are in progress, E are in progress. Then you have code at the coding stage, which is ready. It's A. A is completed. Then I have found another representation. You have product backlog, you have planned stories, in progress stories, and completed and delivered. So the stories in the sprint backlog, the plan, the stories you are implementing, story 1, story 6. So first complete your story in progress and then start. Like in the kitchen, tea finished, then you take it from the storeroom and you put it in the kitchen. Or in the supermarket store, the items, if it is out of stock, then you will call warehouse to supply, or you call the supplier to supply those items. So then you will put it in the shelves of the storeroom. Otherwise, if it is there, the existing items, you will not put them in the shelf because they are already there. So your storeroom is the product backlog, and the stories in progress you have planned, like your sprint backlog, story number 4, story 1, story 6, story 3, story 2. So for example, story 2 you pick first as required by the customer, and then you complete it, deliver. So then you have story 1, story 2, story 3, story 4, you will work. And the completed story you show in the second last column, and then you deliver. This is Kanban board. In the Agile project management tools, Jira, you can have this Kanban board, and all team member can see which stories are in the product backlog, which are in the sprint backlog, which are in the plan stage, which are in the doing stage, in progress, what are completed, what are delivered. So that is Kanban. Then this is cumulative flow diagram to show all stages of your sprint. Number of features, the backlog, the development, the testing, done, and time. So it's a representation of the Kanban board in terms of all stories you can show in terms of cumulative flow diagram. These are the objectives of lean software development. Empower the team, optimize the process, improve quality. So you have test-driven development, you have automated testing tools, reduce the waste, see the whole picture, smooth workflow, inspect the product, continuous learning, disciplined learning, continuous improvement, defer decision, be flexible in your decisions, and use Six Sigma. Like we have quality standards ISO, or we have ABIT for educational standard, we have Six Sigma. Six Sigma composed of 5S: sort. Sort your team members, sort your resources, sort your infrastructure, set in order. Team members should be arranged according to their skills, according to their specializations. Infrastructure should be arranged properly, and resources should be arranged, standardize them. So the team members should be standardized in terms of quality standards, in terms of expertise, in terms of learning, in terms of training. Your tools should be standardized, your documentation should be standardized, and then you shine. So your product should be standardized. Like you have collaboration, deliver, reflect, improve cycle, standardize your collaboration, standardize the quality of delivery, and it should be reflected, shine, that there is a continuous improvement in collaboration and there is a continuous improvement in the quality of delivery. And then you have to sustain, like you have to continuously improve it. Like winning first position in any semester is not a big deal, but consistently winning the first position is a deal. That you have 4 GPA or 4 plus GPA or 5 GPA throughout the degree program, that's a deal. Like you achieve high quality, you have successful delivery, it's not a big deal. The deal is you should have continuously successful deliveries throughout the software development, and customer is happy, customer is satisfied, you have completed your project within budget, within schedule, within the resources. No extra budget, no extra resources, no extra schedule. So that's the Six Sigma, which is 5S: sort, set in order, standardize, shine, and sustain. Now we have commonalities between lean and agile. Eliminate waste in lean. Agile, we have sprint review, inspect daily, sprint retrospective, amplify continuous learning, working software over comprehensive documentation. That is about the eliminate waste. Empower the team. In agile, cross-functional and self-organized teams. Let the team decide. Prefer people over processes and tools. Pull model to motivate individuals. Trust and respect among the team members to improve productivity, efficiency, ownership. Add value to the customer in lean. Welcome requirement at any stage of project. Deliver early working version to satisfy the customer. Deliver consistent releases throughout the software development. Deliver every demo, every sprint. So that's the compatibility between lean and agile in terms of add value to the customer. Optimize the value stream. Sprint retrospective to improve your processes, improve your activities, improve your team members. Burn down chart to track your schedule. Collaborate, deliver, reflect, and improve cycle to facilitate communication and coordination. Build integrity. TDD, test driven development, automated testing tools. Test your classes first. Pair programming. Two persons work on one machine. One will code, other will test. And he will design your test classes because you are not the best person to test your code. Sprint review meeting, refactoring. Continuously improve your design, improve your code. So we have code refactoring and we have design refactoring. Small releases will improve traceability, testing, and maintenance. Code ownership will improve the quality of the code. So you have code ownership concept. Anybody knows what is the code ownership concept? Pair programming. Two persons work on one machine. So pair is responsible for their code. As you code, you finish the coding, you finish the testing, you integrate into configuration management tool like GitHub or Microsoft Visual Source Safe or SVN subversioning system integration. So all team members can see the code you have integrated. Any team member can recommend changes in the code. The pair, the code owner, can accept, can reject, or anybody can change the code. Any team member. As you integrated, for example, Khamis integrated. Usaf Abdullah thought this is not the good logic. This is not the optimized logic. So he changed the code. Now once he changed the code, he is the code owner. Then he is responsible to test it. Like before it was running, after making changes in the code, it's not running. Now he is responsible to make changes in the code. So now it should run as it was running before. Then he will integrate and then he will mention that who changed the code, what was the reason of changing, and the date and time of change. So now he is the code owner. He is responsible for this code. That is the code ownership concept. Anybody can recommend, only the team member can change. Code owner has the authority to reject, refuse the changes. Or anybody can change the code, but he has to provide the reason and he has to test it and then he has to integrate it. He has to provide the reason why I changed and what was the date and time of change. That is the code ownership concept that is there in Agile. Integration will help to identify integration errors. As you integrate, if there is integration error, the configuration manager will check or integration manager will check what are the integration errors. So then he can ask the programmers to make changes in the code. In this way, when you are integrating on daily basis, at the time of release, there will be no problem or minimum errors will be there for regarding the integration. Deliver as fast as possible. That is the principle number 6 of Lean. So deliver first release in couple of weeks and complete software in couple of months. That's in Agile. Metaphor practice will help to deliver quick releases. What is metaphor practice? Metaphor practice is used to define common vocabulary or set of terminologies. For example, easy to explain the oral architecture, what the system will do. So everyone knows logical and consistent story. Everyone to understand the basic features of the system and the relationships. Consistent naming of classes and methods. So naming should be easy and understandable. Quick and easy way to explain the system. This is all metaphor practice. Common vocabulary, common terminology. So you can easily discuss with each other. Use automated tools to speed up the process of testing and maintenance. That is the deliver as fast as possible. Defer commitment in the Lean. Whereas in Agile, welcome to change requirement at any stage of project. Adjust and tune according to the situation. Velocity of the project must be measured throughout the software development. You keep on monitoring, you keep on estimating the planned schedule. After each release, you will check. There is a speed, there is a velocity. The velocity is the speed with direction. So are you going in the right direction or not? What is your planned schedule? What is the actual schedule? What is the planned budget? What is the actual budget? After each release, each delivery, each shipment, you will check the velocity of the project. Respond to change over following a strict plan, because changing the requirements, change in technology, change in budget, change in schedule, change in resources. So that's like the defer commitment principle of Lean and the Agile compatibility. Now we have differences between Lean and Agile. Lean is originated from manufacturing industry. Toyota company first time used Lean, whereas Agile is introduced to deal with small projects, 2 to 3 month projects. In Lean, we have smooth workflow and keep work in progress under control, whereas in Agile, you have small releases or sprints. In Lean, you have Kanban technique to display schedule. In Agile, you have burn down chart to display the schedule. So these are 3 differences between Lean and Agile. Examples of successful stories of Agile. Houston, Texas in USA, software company rented a new building and hired new team members who had attitude of Agile, and they did not transfer any team member from existing employees from the old building because they are addicted of traditional methodologies, and company successfully implemented the Agile values, principles and practices using a new building and no interaction of traditional teams and Agile teams. Then second story is of Australian company realestate.com.au. 200 team members were transformed to Agile because they have attitude of Agile. They go to the boss, they went to the boss, they say we want to implement Agile. He said, okay, go ahead. Show me improvement in collaboration, show me improvement in quality of delivery. And they successfully implemented. So project manager asked them to implement the Agile values and show them improvement in collaboration and improvement in quality of delivery. It should be reflected. So they successfully implemented, and automatically 200 team members are transformed from traditional teams to Agile teams. And then we have a failure story that is also from Australia. The traditional teams, they don't have attitude of Agile. They were not curious to change, to learn new things, new technology, to adapt themselves according to the situation. Then you have development strategies. In software companies, we have concurrent strategy and we have pipeline strategy. Concurrent is like you are doing parallel tasks, multitasking. Many teams are working on different parts of the project, like analysis team and designing team. They are working in parallel. Whereas pipeline strategy is used for distributed teams. So concurrent is for co-located team when teams are at the one location. Pipeline is used for distributed teams. You finish one phase and then start the next phase. It works for distributed teams. And co-located teams, centralized teams, we use concurrent strategy because you have face-to-face communication, daily meetings, easy to coordinate, easy to communicate. Nokia has an example. It's a Finland-based company and they were using pipeline strategy because half team was in China, in Beijing, half team was in Finland. So coding team was in China and the designing team was in Finland. So there was a pause. There was no delivery because when coding team, programming team finished their code, design is already changed because of customer interaction. So there was past situation, no delivery. Then they call agile coach Alistair Cockburn from USA. He met the team members. Then he discussed and finally he concluded that either you move programmers from Beijing to Finland or designers to Beijing, China. And instead of pipeline, you use concurrent strategy. And then it works and they successfully start delivering successful software. So that is an example of switching from pipeline strategy to concurrent strategy. Then you have a new concept, DevOps. It's a new concept introduced in software companies. DevOps is the process of automation from development to operational using a variety of tools. For example, development tools, quality assurance in terms of code configuration, environment, documentation, testing, integration testing, pre-deployment, final deployment, that's all under the DevOps. So it's a process of automation from code to deployment. These are tools we use in DevOps. We have Git. Git is a distributed configuration management tool. So when you have distributed teams, you use GitHub and the teams from different geographical locations, they can integrate and all team members can see. Then you have Jenkins. Jenkins is free and open source automation server. It helps to automate parts of software development, building, testing, deploying, continuous integration, continuous delivery. Chef is used to deploy and manage servers in-house or over the cloud. Puppet is also a very popular DevOps tool to manage multiple servers. Ansible, it's an open configuration management tool for deployment and for orchestration. It's also a new concept, orchestration. We have service orchestration and we have application orchestration. Is the process of integrating two or more applications or services together to automate, process or synchronize data. So it increases the productivity and automation, time saving, cost saving, resource saving, effort saving. Then you have Vagrant. It is also very popular tool for virtual software development environment, and we have VirtualBox, kernel-based virtual machine, Hyper-V, Docker container, virtual machineWare, Amazon Web Service. Docker is very popular tool. It's a container. Instead you develop your own API. Docker has predefined APIs at the operating system level. Like you develop software for Windows and customer asks you to run it on Linux or Unix or Mac. Then you have to write your API for Linux or Unix or Mac or Sun Solaris or Fedora. Docker has predefined APIs. So it's easy to achieve portability, platform independence, because Docker has APIs for each operating system. Separate containers are there, libraries are there, APIs are there. You don't need to write your own API. Automatically, as required by the customer, like customer needs Linux, Linux-based API will run. Sun Solaris related API will run. Fedora related API will run. Windows related API will run. So that's a Docker container. Then we have Hadoop. Hadoop is used to manage large amount of data, like we have big data concept. So that's the main tools used for DevOps. Thank you very much. Love you. Take care. Stay blessed, healthy and happy. See you inshallah in the next lecture. Assalamu alaikum.